C.S. Lewis was also known as Jack, and he began writing stories as soon as he was able to write because he had such a vivid imagination. He and his brother Warren spent many days in their attic writing and playing on cold, dreary days. Lizzie, the boys' nanny, told them myths and stories from Irish legends every night before they went to bed. Lizzie told them the story of a leprechaun and how he hid a pot of gold at the end of a rainbow. One day, Jack saw a rainbow that seemed to end in his front yard, so he convinced his brother Warren that they needed to dig at the end of the rainbow to find the pot of gold. By the end of the day, they had dug a really large hole but found no gold. After dark that evening, their father came home from work and fell directly in this deep hole. He thought that they had dug it as like a booby trap for him, and he did not believe their pot of gold and leprechaun story, so they were severely punished. C.S. Lewis also served in World War I, and he had shrapnel in his arm the rest of his life. Jack's friend had died in the war, and Jack vowed to keep his promise. Jack had promised the boy that if he died in combat, then he would take care of his mother. Jack did just that. He unselfishly cared for the boy's mother for more than 30 years, tending to her every need, giving her money, and even when she was bedridden, he stayed by her side. Jack rekindled his writing that he had started in childhood after he met J.R.R. Tolkien. Tolkien helped lead C.S. Lewis to Christ, and they both attended a writers' guild called the Inklings together. Jack was inspired by Tolkien's stories of fantasy, like Lord of the Rings. C.S. Lewis, or Jack, wrote 7 stories in the Chronicles of Narnia series from the years 1950 to 1956. His books contain allegories, like Aslan the lion being Christ, and the White Witch being evil or Satan. Before C.S. Lewis died, he finished his last book called The Last Battle. At the end of the story, Lucy confronts Aslan with a suspicion that her parents are dead. The book says this: "Your father and mother and all of you are, as you used to call it in the Shadowlands, dead. The term is over. The holidays have begun. The dream is ended. This is the morning. All their life in this world and all their adventures in Narnia had only been the cover and the title page. Now at last they were beginning chapter 1 of the great story which no one on earth has read, which goes on forever, in which every chapter is better than the one before."